This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library
enough, you can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing, so just jump and do that if you're looking for...
When I was a bit younger, I always used to be a little bit confused when I would see, you know, like if you've got tab books back in the day, and sometimes like on a fast lick, whether it was Eric Johnson or even Justin Hawkins from The Darkness, I think, where you'd see like 5 and 7 over the subdivisions. I'm like, are these guys actually practicing like being able to play septuplets or quintuplets? And I think by and large the answer is probably no. But I've noticed it in my own playing is that sometimes just things aren't really what you've practiced sometimes, especially like the faster stuff, like if you're improvising, and sometimes these things kind of slip around in terms of time, and that's where I find, well, if you then like look back at it, it's like, well, these are not necessarily things that I would have ever planned to play. So in this video I wanted to show you like this little cascading pattern, and we'll fix it up timing wise as well so that it does fit fully into like sextuplet form, but hopefully this will be somewhat interesting. I think it's good to practice both ways. But, you know, figuring out, well, how come it is that that thing ended up kind of working, even though timing-wise it was a bit weird. We'll look into that. The backing track will be up on Patreon, as well as the tab. And there's also on Patreon some full transcriptions every month if you want to go check those out. There's, I think, about 12 of those now. If you ever want something where it's like the full Guitar Pro backing track, as well as like the tab going along with the video, that's up on Patreon on the £5 a month tier. The lick starts on the 3rd beat, so as it happens I was just improvising. I was like, right, what if I come in with like a bit of a faster run? So that's our first part, which is very straightforward. 12, 15, 12, 14, 13, 15, so a group of 6 going up the pentatonic. So we're in D minor pentatonic, maybe in F major. Pattern might be the way that you might think of this. So 12, 15, 12, 14, 13, 15, and then we go up, start that kind of sequence again. 12, 14, 13, 15, 13, 15. Okay, and then we start to come back down, sort of in groups of 5. So 17, 15, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 14. That is another group of 5, right? 15, 13, 14, 12. Is that a group of 6? Yeah, there. 15, 12. And then 14, 12, and this is like sextuplets again. 15, 14, 12, 15, 12. So what I would encourage you to maybe think about less is about like okay, well, it's super like strict or anything like that, because I think what it really is that these kind of groups of 5 have sort of interrupted a cascade, and the timing kind of gets a little bit squirrely, and so instead of thinking about it like having to be you know, really rigid time-wise, like the first part is, okay, and just think about, well, you know, can I sort of play it and sort of gradually build up the speed? So it would be this 5, and then it, sort of like that, right? It's a little bit weird timing wise when you do it slower, but just aim for that to land on the beat when we come out of the lick. And don't worry so much about the timing in the middle of the lick, right? As I was improvising this, I wasn't really thinking about much other than landing back on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe you could think about it in that way, like group of 5 down, 2 groups of 5 down, 6. Yeah, so give that a try. Then I also thought it might be worth thinking about, if we tidied this up, what might it look like? So that first is fine. So that would give us, you know, 6 notes per beat, and I've added on to the end so that we actually land back on the beat. So for this one, these cascades, because they're 5s, will then kind of give us a weird feel in the right hand. So there's a few things to sort of compete with there. Right, what are we looking for? Metronome. Would I need to verify my count? Just give me the metronome, you prick. Right, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the right hand is a bit more consistent there versus, so for this one, I need to try and kind of be a bit slower on the actual lick. Like that. 3, 4, 1, 2. Like that. Like if I do it fully in 6s, then I end up finishing the lick too soon. So it like it has a lull to the middle of it. Like that. 3, 4, 1, 2. Like that. 4, 1, 2. Like that. So that's kind of the 2 different approaches to this. So I would practice the more precise approach, and you know, accepting that if you start to improvise in this way and cascades of 5s happen, that actually the timing does get a bit squiffy. So let's go for the 6s again. 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And also accepting that as I push up the tempo, this is also where some of the inconsistencies have come from at improvisation. Sorry about that. At improvising speed 2. Because clearly 1, 2. Like some of those little transition to would be easier to play if I'd slow down for the line. 1, 2. 2. Yeah, like it's got a different kind of feel, but it's less precise. 2, 3, 4. This is like the fixed one. 4. Two different approaches, and definitely I'd practice being able to be more precise, but then accepting that your physicality kind of takes over as you're improvising these things, and maybe I should practice both approaches. But yeah, something to bear in mind when you start involving these cascades. Maybe that's why when you see these things written down, they kind of actually make a little bit less sense than you might expect. Like it's like 5, 6, 6, 7. What are these groupings about? It's probably more that the because there's a like 5 cascade, that it actually changes the way that the right hand is working a bit, and you get these like squiffy-ish timings. Is what I found anyway. Hopefully that's somewhat, I don't know, helpful or something, but something worth practicing either way for sure. Cheers for stopping by. Tabs up on Patreon. Catch you in another video soon.